Welcome back, family, to another episode of the Back Issue Book Club. I always want to say issue. Another episode of the Back Issue Book Club. This week, we are covering week 2 of DC's Night Terrors summer event.
Yes.
By the way, I'm Greg. That's Rich.
Hey, what's up?
Just as you were going to take a drink, I called on you. That's how we do it. Yeah.
Oh, I see. And then you take a drink afterwards.
Yes,
Oh, nice.
I take advantage. So this week we had 6 more books. Night Terrors,
Yes.
number 1, the main. Yep.
For those of you listening on the podcast, you can't see that I'm actually holding them up.
Yes, Rich purchased them this week. If you checked out our new comic book day, you would see him jostling them around because he was going to read these bad boys.
Yep, and I did.
So Night Terrors number 1, Night Terrors Robin number 1, Night Terrors The Flash number 1, Night Terrors Zatanna number 1. And Night Terrors Shazam number 1 and Night Terrors Green Lantern number 1.
And that is the preferred order to read them, as I found out online.
Oh, okay.
But it doesn't really matter because they don't intertwine.
Yeah. I think maybe the Night Terror book self-titled ones are best read first for that week, but otherwise maybe it's just a guess though. I don't know.
I'll buy that. And from what I saw, it looks like the Robin, Flash, Zatanna, Shazam, and Green Lantern are each book 1 of 2.
Yes.
So it's like each one is a half of a story.
Right. And I think the second half it looks like is going to happen in August. Since this is a 2-month event. Boy, oh boy. I had some fun reads in this batch. What about you?
They were okay. I've had a few good moments, but it seemed like every one of the books was the same with just a different character. I know it's a dream. I had to fight it's a dream. Oh my God, I'm in a nightmare and I can't wake up. Tune in next week.
That's true, actually. Looking back at it, yeah. I didn't.
Even Robin saying, I've trained to do this. Oh no, I'm in a nightmare.
Well, so I totally thought this Robin was going to be Damian Wayne, follow up to the back half of last week's Batman book, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But this is Tim Drake Robin, and also Red Hood, kind of tag teaming. But I think my favorite, I think it was the Zatanna book, surprisingly. I really liked, and it's probably because I enjoyed that show Doom Patrol, so I had some connection with Cliff, the robot.
Yeah.
So I was hearing Brendan Fraser's voice when he was saying, "What the fuck?" and stuff like that, when she just summoned him out of thin air and stuff like that, so.
Oh. Yeah, I've never watched Doom Patrol. I didn't know Brendan Fraser had anything to do with this. So
Yeah, but I really good.
No, go ahead. Go.
I was gonna say in that book, I really liked some of the pages when they were entering like the maze or whatever, and how the maze was still happening, but it would also have panels within the maze. It was kind of a cool art direction of choice of that.
Yeah. I definitely did like that. But I will say that this series is not where somebody who does not know the DC universe should start reading.
Okay. What was tripping you up this time?
Half the characters, I don't know who they are. Okay, let's see. Start with Robin. Who's the other guy?
That's okay. Yeah, that's Red Hood.
The old guy that was saying that he needs a magnifying glass to look further up Batman's ass?
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess he's kind of a wise ass.
Yeah, Jason Todd.
Jason Todd was a different Robin, right?
He was in the past, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why. I don't know how he's 53, though. That was weird.
No idea. What is Lazarus Reign?
I believe so. The Lazarus Pit was where Ra's al Ghul keeps going in to survive, to be like reinvigorated and live. So, I think in the last Robin series, the island where the Lazarus Pit is like there was a volcano that exploded, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it kind of emitted. This is my guess. I'm not entirely sure. I didn't follow up on that series.
And it was kind of like radioactive rain where it had problems wherever it landed?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay. Moving on to the Flash. Who the heck is Wally?
Wally West is the main Flash after Barry died in on the 80s Crisis on Infinite Earths event.
So then, who's this? Who's the red suit Flash? The one on the cover?
That's Barry. He's back. Barry came back with the new 52.
Because nobody dies in comic books. Gotcha.
Right.
You mentioned. I'm looking at the Zatanna now. You mentioned it. Who the heck is Doom Patrol?
Doom Patrol is a funky ragtag group of misfits, I guess.
Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah, but weirder. Like, they got weird powers.
Okay.
But yeah, that direction.
And I'm not trying to say one ripped off the other. I'm just trying to get an idea of their...
Not
makeup.
spacefaring at all. It's all...
No,
yeah.
just the group itself, the group dynamics.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so Shazam starts right out. Mary Marvel. Okay, I thought that was back in the 40s. This person is back?
That's...
the oldest of the orphans?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought they actually just made those characters up for the movie. I didn't know they actually came from the comic books themselves.
Oh, yeah. A long time ago.
This one's probably going to piss you off. I'm sorry. Sinestro sounds familiar.
It's not going to piss me off. He's the arch enemy of Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps. He leads the Yellow Lanterns.
He's the one that gave Hal Jordan all the problems in the movie and put the yellow ring on at the end.
Yeah, with the widow's peak and like the Baker head. Yeah.
Okay, so since they had a second half in the comic book story with Sinestro,
yeah,
it looked like he's having a nightmare also. But now they're gonna,
which is interesting because he's, as you saw in the book, he trafficked in fear, you know. And,
yeah.
And now it's, I guess, hitting him back a little bit through this. He kept talking about how, like, he used to, you know, galaxies would tremble in my name and all this and that. And now he's unable to. He got a New York guy just punched him in the face, and he was like, sorry. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, again, I'm reading this. I'm like, I don't know who this character is. I'm still fuzzy on the whole Inspector Chimp or Detective Monkey or whatever the hell his name is.
That's just a character. I don't think he's...
Yeah. I was like, what? Oh, yeah, that thing. But at least now I understand that when I know what Zatanna's doing, just read it backwards.
I'm glad I gave you the tip. Yeah.
Yeah.
Detective Chimp. First appearance, Adventures of Rex the Wonder Dog, number 4, July 1952.
Wow, been around a while.
Yeah. But I don't know.
Nobody in the 50s had a problem with a monkey being a detective. Okay.
Yeah, I guess he's more on that Justice League Dark side with Zatanna and those Constantine and stuff. Okay, so you were a little bit disoriented with this stuff. The Flash story I felt was kind of, I feel like we were treading similar ground with what we just watched.
The movie? Yeah.
I got to go back in time and stop this. I can't. They threw in the seasoning of insomnia being part of it, but I don't know. Story was like whatever, but the art was really cool.
Yes.
I actually like the art, I think, for all the books, if memory serves.
And if it's... I don't know why they didn't show the monster in the sky like they were hinting at. They gave like a hat. It's like a 2-page, and the other half is of the page is an ad.
In the flash book.
Yeah, the very last page.
Oh yeah, like with all the
what it is.
legs and everything running.
Yeah. I've got the actual paper copies. I know you read online. And I know that when you read online, it's an exact copy, page for page, of this.
Without the ads.
You don't read it with the ads?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I when I read it, I see the ads. But, yeah. The paper copy, I guess then, since you don't know, if this is 30 pages, 15 pages are ads. It seemed like literally you're like, nope, ad, page.
Wow.
One page of comic, no, ad, and there were ads for all the other books.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're making a fortune in ad revenue.
Yeah, I don't know what goes into the decisions for that.
I think it would have been better if they were going to do something like that, to keep it constant with all the books and make the centerfold say 6 pages showing each one of the books. That way, one time you have to go doop, 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 and then you're back to back to the comics. I guess they're worried about people skimming over, but if you're really interested in finding out what all the issues are, that makes it easier to find.
Yeah. I had to go pull up these lists that they put out, to know the order, but I don't think I like books that have backup stories, because I feel like the main book is shorter because of it.
The Sinestro one?
Yeah.
I agree.
Barely anything happened in the Green Lantern one.
And barely anything happened in the Sinestro one. It was like a quarter story for each.
So just make 2 books to flesh them out.
Oh, we already had 6 this week. Actually, last week we had 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Last week we had 6?
Yeah, First Blood, Batman, Black Adam, Poison Ivy, Ravager, Joker.
Okay, they could have gotten rid of Ravager. I didn't care about that one. So
Or Black Adam.
Yeah. I'll kill you. What's happening? I'll kill you. What's happening? I'll kill you. What's happening? I have the power. I mean, I literally think that Groot has a better dialogue than Black Adam.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm hoping. I realize when they release each of these character specific books that it's all like sort of at the beginning when it's happening. I hope there's still a little progression of the main plot, even though we're getting number 1s for the next week as well and the following week.
Well, the main plot, I believe, is supposed to be through the Batman story arc, isn't it?
I thought it was through just the Night Terror self-titled ones.
Well, the reason I figured that is it seemed like he had the most interaction. Even the main book itself is still with Batman and Deadman.
Yeah.
Plus, it's
that's true.
KNIGHT Terrors, nights like Dark Knight, not night as in NIGHT, time of day.
And there's a little bat insignia under the word Terrors.
Yeah. And on the other books as well, there's a bat insignia.
Yeah.
So
you're probably right. Yeah, and he definitely has the most significant back and forth with him, Insomnia.
The Zatanna one has a bat.
Uh-huh.
The Flash does not. It has a lightning bolt.
Oh.
Shazam has a lightning bolt. Lantern has a ring.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so maybe some of these characters are not going to... This is their way of letting you know which ones are fighting on their own and which ones are going to intertwine together.
Huh.
So based on what I see here, I see the Night Terrors, the regular book, the Robin, and the Zatanna will come together in one storyline.
I like that. All right.
And even though it said lightning bolts for both Flash and Shazam, they're different lightning bolts.
Okay, I wasn't. I assumed they were going to be different. They were like respective bolts.
Yep. The Flash lightning is on the Flash, and Shazam's lightning is on Shazam.
Got it. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, there wasn't too much to cover to sink our teeth into, I don't think. But next,
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm not crazy about the way they did this. We literally had like 5 books that were all part ones, all cliffhangers.
Yeah.
It would have been great if there were 3 books that were cliffhangers and 3 that were end of stories.
Well, yeah.
That way, like, some things are being answered while, you're not like hanging on the edge of your seat for everything with no answers. But if you had 3 of these books came out last week, okay, then this week could be the finish of those stories and 3 more books that would begin. And
yeah, but they never do that. I feel like if you get a number 1, unless it's like Spider-Man or Batman, maybe it's always just 1 issue a month per series, right?
Yeah, but like, let me see if I can give you an example. If last week they had released the Flash instead of Ravager, this week they could have put Ravager out and the Flash Part 2. Then you'd still be having the Robin Part 1, having a cliffhanger on that while you're at the same time sitting at home getting a resolution on the Flash, saying, wow, I can't believe the way this ended. I wonder if the Robin is going to end the same way. I can't wait to read that one.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but they never do that though. They never do they never do like 1, 2. So that's probably why they didn't do it.
Well, they need us in there so that we can tell them the correct way to do it.
Hey, Jim Lee, let me tell you something.
No problem. Yeah, listen, it's going to cost you $600.
I put
$200.
money and have 2 partial exclusive variants from Image Comics, by the way, Mr. Jim Lee. So I know a thing or 2, not more, about how to release comics. Here's my banking information. Pay me.
It's like, yeah, how much I charge just for my signature? Come on.
So let me give you this an exhaustive list of the issues here.
This is what's coming up?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to cover what we did and what's coming up. For July, it's KnightTerrors First Blood, which we read. KnightTerrors number 1, which we read. KnightTerrors 2, KnightTerrors Action Comics, Angel Breaker, Batman, Black Adam, Catwoman, Detective Comics, Green Lantern, Harley Quinn, Nightwing, Poison Ivy, Punchline, Ravager, Robin, Shazam, ! Superman, Flash, Joker, Titans, Wonder Woman, Zatanna. Those are all number 1s except for KnightTerrors number 2. And then in August, KnightTerrors Night's End. I'm assuming that's going to be the finale, maybe. And Night's End is spelled with an N. KnightTerrors number 3, KnightTerrors number 4, and now the following are all number 2s. Action Comics, Angel Breaker, Batman, Black Adam, Catwoman, Detective Comics, everything I read before.
Cool. So we're going to be reading a lot of books, and
it'll be about the same. It'll be about the same clip that we've been going.
Yeah, but hopefully we start getting some kind of resolutions or endings to some of these stories.
Oh, 100% we will. There's no doubt in my mind. But next week we've got Catwoman, Nightwing, Punchline. So that's Bat Family right there, those 3. Superman and Wonder Woman. I'm excited for the Superman one. See what his nightmares are.
Look, I mean, I understand that they're not going to make books that are going to start and end in the same book, but you do want to have like story arcs that can conclude, because you don't want to always be on a cliffhanger. And the way they're doing this is like, okay, so the last 12 books, I'm sitting on 12 cliffhangers, all waiting for resolution. And, you just add, we're sitting on 6. Now I'm waiting on 6 more.
Yeah. And we're going to have, okay, so next week there's only 5 books.
So I'll be up to 17 cliffhangers that I'm waiting for a resolution.
Then.
Let's check my blood pressure at that point.
Then. 2, 4, 6 for the last week in July. KnightTerrors #2, Action Comics, Angel Breaker, Detective Comics, Harley Quinn, Titans.
23.
And then after that, we start having some resolutions, baby. #2s start coming out after that.
Oh, goody. Hey.
You get your resolutions.
Yes.
No more blue balls.
Are we going to be finished with this by August 23rd?
Whatever last comic book day is in August.
Because once Ahsoka comes out, that's all I'm going to do is just binge watch that first 2 episodes day after day after day after day. So
Yeah. New comic book day. When is that? In August. Browse. August.
New comic book day or free comic book day?
New comic book day. What's free comic book? No, free comic book day is in May.
The new comic book day is every Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what the last new comic book day is in August.
I got
You missed.
That would be the 30th.
Well, I do see that. Yeah, KnightTerrors Night's End #1
Is coming out on the 30th?
on the 29th, 30th, yeah. So it's just the finale that's coming
You
out.
said it's #1, that I have to assume that #2 is coming out in September. Unless it's just a one-shot.
No, it's a one-shot. It's a one-shot. 48 pages.
24 ads. So,
Don't be
no, because they
boo-boo-head.
won't be advertising any other books because it's the last book.
Yeah.
There'll be 1 ad for Baby Ruth and 1 ad for Red Ryder BB gun. And I'll be good with both those ads, and I'll read away. Yes.
Wow, League of Comic Geeks is awesome. They have like an event page for this, and you can track what you've read. That's really cool. I know it's terrible for vendors supposedly, but it's really cool for the end user. All right. Well, that was this week.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I enjoyed it, but I know there's going to be stories in here that I'm going to like based on the conclusion. There's going to be stories I'm not going to like based on the conclusion. What's going to drive me nuts is some of the ones that I'm going to be reading next week. I know I'm going to have to say, shoot, wait, pull. No, next week is a bunch of more #1s.
Yeah.
So by the time we actually get to the #2s, I'm going to have to reread all these #1s.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to get to the Robin. I'm going to pick the Robin #1, Robin #2, put them back to back, and then read them.
I mean, that's what I used to... When I was collecting like full runs when I first was getting into comics, that's what I had to do. Like I remember specifically when I was getting like the Moon Knight, the current Moon Knight run, I started at #1, and I would have to like re-skim the first issue because it would be a whole fucking month until the next issue came out. And I mean, I get why it happens, but like it's tough to do that. I don't know.
It's easier to retain the information when you're a kid, when you're reading the comic books.
Yeah.
Because you read it over and over again, and like you'll fall asleep with your face on the page, and the drool will come out of your mouth and make the ink start to come off, and you'll wind up with like a picture of Wolverine on your face in reverse negative. And
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and you don't have all like life crap taking up all your storage space in your head.
Yeah. Your brain is a hard drive, and we've already filled it up. We need to, what is it? We need to defrag.
Defrag and empty the recycle bin.
Yes, that's the problem. Is we never really empty the recycle bin. We forget things all the time, but they're in that little can in the back, and we're just not dumping.
Get out! Get out! Yeah. So, yeah. Next week, Catwoman, Nightwing, Punchline, Superman, Wonder Woman. Anything else, sir?
Just my review. But,
No.
my
We're
rating.
not reviewing.
I'm rating, giving my rating for what I read.
All right, fine. Yeah, you can do that.
Thank you.
I'm just kidding.
Stories overall, I think they were well written. I like the artwork. It wasn't as... What was the way it was drawn last week that was just blurry, out of focus, reminded me of Department of Truth.
Yeah, that was the very first issue.
Yeah, there were no scenes like that in these books.
Yep.
I'm liking what I read in here. Last week, I think the only book I really enjoyed was the Joker book.
Mm-hmm.
And I really enjoyed that book.
Yeah.
These overall, I like them, and I like them at a higher clip than I did the non-Joker books from last week. So I will give a 7.5 on this week's.
Oh, cool. That's what I will give too. I'm going to see if I can... I generally read the books earlier than you, so I'm going to see if I can give you a heads up maybe next week if there's any character that's like not super... Or if there's anything that's like not super mainstream, so I could give you a little precursor.
Gotcha. Which of this week's books were your favorite?
I think Zatanna.
Yeah. As soon as I asked it, I'm like, oh, wait, he already said that.
Yeah, sorry.
Because you like to hear Brendan Fraser's name.
Well, and it was a little bit...
Even though I didn't like the character, I really did like the Shazam book.
Yeah, that was one of the better ones for sure. But going back...
And Green Lantern could have been better if it weren't for losing half the story to Sinestro.
Seriously. Zatanna, another reason was it was interesting because there was like this new... I don't remember these like death people before in any of the previous books. Had they shown up before?
You're asking me a DC question?
No, in the books that we've read, like just right now.
That I'm aware of.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen them before, and it was interesting that they were able to like convert the robot into Rustbringer. I think they called him.
Yeah, they knighted him.
Knighted him. That's right. So that was interesting.
So here's a question. So this character that you're talking about, this Cliff.
Yeah.
Is he a robot?
Yeah. So he was a stock car driver, and he got into like a really bad accident, and so he's got his human brain in there, but everything else is robotic.
General Grievous, got it.
Yeah.
Well, that was my question: was are there any robotic, non-human, non-carbon-based heroes in the DC universe which would not be susceptible to nightmares?
Yeah. So if you remember in the beginning, I think it was the beginning of KnightTerrors 1, there was that red guy. His name is Red Tornado.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a cybernetic, whatever, a robot. He's part of the Justice League.
But he was getting attacked, like overloaded or something like
that?
Yeah,
I don't... I'll have to read it again. But yeah, I guess he was being attacked, but it didn't seem like he was being attacked like with magic or like dreaming.
Right. It made me wonder. I mean, granted, it's a Marvel character, but it made me wonder how would the Vision, work in this universe. I mean, he is an android. Does this spell that Insomnia have work on non-biologics?
I would be surprised because they don't. Well, I guess if you dream, is a artificial intelligent dream still infiltratable?
Well, I mean, now we're getting into like Isaac Asimov. Do robots dream with
what is it? Electric Sheep or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm trying to pull up that red tornado piece. First bullet, no.
And if this, while you're typing this, this is going on over the entire planet. Every single person is asleep and having this nightmare. In Robin, he makes a statement, if you die here, it's probably for real. So worldwide, when this event is over, how many people, how many millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of people will have died in their dreams?
It's a great question. And they're not as well equipped to fight in their dreams as, superheroes are.
Yeah.
But that doesn't preclude them from having the same horrible dreams that they do.
I mean, right now, it's like Freddy Krueger going, there is a heaven!
That's pretty good. You do pretty good. Okay, so it wasn't in that book. It must have been in the Zatanna book because she was talking to him.
Every town has an Elm Street.
Okay, yeah, it was in the Zatanna book. He goes, continue to monitor the rescued Elrond while I coordinate the other robotic heroes on the JLAI network. Tornado out. Most of the immediate emergencies caused by the unconscious are now contained, but the world won't survive like this for very... And then Zatanna starts talking. You're breaking up. We seem to be having some sort of... And the lights turn off. And it says interference. What are you? No! Okay, so something was affecting him. Huh.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know what that was, but...
Huh.
Yeah, I think if there are other robotics, what they're trying to do is save people that fell asleep, like in the middle of things they shouldn't have been doing.
Yeah.
Pilots of commercial aircraft.
Yeah.
Boats docking ferries. Cars crashing into each other on on the interstates.
Yeah. Dang. I forgot about that. Yeah, I'm very curious to see what was happening there. They better answer that. That would be very lame. It's worse than that. What do you know? And that's in the scribble font of the witch people, the people I was talking about, the Sleepless Queen. Give us the Nightmare Stone. Yeah, see, like, how does the Sleepless Queen relate to insomnia? I'm just putting it out there. I'm not asking you.
Is she working with insomnia, or is she in competition? Like, oh no, he wants the stone, I want the stone.
Right. Because she's definitely looking for the stone. Maybe she's a ward of, or a charge of his, or the other way around. I don't know. She certainly looks more powerful, but
we need the most powerful person we can that is good at getting stones.
Wrong universe.
Oh shoot!
Although with the stones you could probably cross over easily. Maybe Darkseid will do something.
From what I've read and from what I've seen, Darkseid is like the next tier up from Thanos. Thanos isn't even a blip on his radar.
Oh yeah. I just meant, like, I'm curious if we're gonna run into Darkseid in this series. That would be interesting to see what he's.
I think it depends if this insomnia is only affecting Earth.
Yeah.
It might not be big enough of an event to even get Darkseid's attention.
You're right.
Unless he's like, oh, wow, all the heroes are asleep? Okay.
Let me go
Time to
take a sniff.
I'm going to go on to Hawaii and enjoy the beaches without anybody there.
That's all he ever really wanted. Just couldn't. People just wouldn't take a second to listen to him.
Dude, you look at him, he needs a tan. This guy's got to get some sun, man. All right. Want to wrap this up, sir?
Yes.
Bring us home.
Thank you guys for listening and watching wherever you do. It's available everywhere. Make sure to rate and leave a comment on your chosen streaming service of choice, and also on the YouTube video. Every week we release the Back Issue Book Club. You can find it anywhere. Make sure to check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/Team Ohana, where you'll get the Back Issue Book Club very early. We just had our meetup this past Friday where we only had 3 people show up, and they got to pick multiple books for free. There was some good stuff in there, like A-Force #1, First Appearance of Singularity, and some other fun stuff. You get to do our watch-alongs. We're watching Secret Invasion right now. We're really enjoying that. So we'll put a time code in the video, and you can watch right along with us. You'll get extra picks when we do Remember Me videos. And is that everything in there?
We got Team Ohana Family at Instagram. We got our Etsy shop.
Well, yeah, I just meant did I miss anything in the Patreon? I don't think so. But yes, at Team Ohana Family on Instagram, and our Etsy shop. All the links are down below. Until we see you in the next one, mahalo.